Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Let's learn with Lizzie. Today we are going to explore a very beautiful and thoughtful poem, Canvas of Soil. At first glance, this poem may appear to be simply about gardens, flowers, and nature. But when we read more carefully, we realize that the poet is doing something much deeper. This poem transforms an ordinary garden into work of art. Instead of using paints and brushes, the poet uses soil, seeds, colors of flowers, and the imagination of gardeners. The poet invites us to ask an important question. Can creation exist outside an art studio? Can planting a seed become as meaningful as painting a masterpiece? Through rich imagery and powerful metaphors, this poem shows us that nature itself is an artist and every gardener becomes a creator. As we move through the poem today, notice how every line slowly builds the idea that beauty does not appear instantly. Beauty grows gradually. Before getting into the poem, let's talk about the poet. Maya Angelou is a contemporary poet and writer. She is known for writing simple and meaningful poems. Her works often focuses on nature, creativity, and daily life. Her poem Canvas of Soil compares soil to an artist's canvas. The poem shows gardening as a form of art and creativity. Her writing encourages readers to appreciate nature and beauty around them. Maya's poems are popular among students because of their easy language and deep meaning. Rather than describing a garden in a traditional way, the poet chooses to compare gardening with painting. What makes the poem interesting is that it does not separate nature and art. Instead, it suggests that nature itself creates art and human beings participate in that creation. The language of the poem is very simple, but the ideas hidden beneath it are layered and symbolic. This allows readers to enjoy the poem at two levels. First, as a pleasant description of gardens. Second, as a reflection on life, patience, creativity, and growth. Before we begin reading the poem, think about this. When an artist creates a painting, what does the artist need? Usually a canvas, colors, brushes, imagination, and time, right? Now think about a gardener. A gardener also works with a surface, tools, planning, creativity, and patience. The only difference is the gardener's canvas is not cloth, it is the soil. The gardener's colors are not paints, they are flowers, and the gardener's artwork is alive. Keep this idea in mind because it becomes the foundation of the entire poem. The poem presents one large comparison from beginning to end. This is called as extended metaphor. Everything in the garden is connected to painting. Notice the parallels. Earth becomes a palette, seeds become brush strokes, flowers become color, garden plots become canvases, gardeners become artists. The poem is organized as a journey. First, creation begins underground, then growth happens gradually, finally, beauty appears. This structure reflects not only gardening but also life itself. Dreams become actions, actions become growth, growth becomes achievement. Now let us look into the line by line explanation. Palette of earth rich and deep, where dreams of gardeners see. The poem begins with a powerful image. The poet compares the earth with the artist's palette. The gardener places dreams and hopes into the soil. A palette is where painters mix colors before creating art, but here the earth becomes the creative space. Immediately, the poet changes the way we look at the soil. The soil is no longer ordinary, it becomes the beginning of the creation, rich and deep. So, there are two layers of meaning in this particular line. Literal meaning is it is talking about the fertile land, that the fertile soil is rich and deep. But the symbolic meaning is it is full of possibilities, source of life, and endless creativity. Then comes the line where dreams of gardeners seep. The word seep is important here because dreams do not suddenly explode into reality. They slowly enter the earth. This suggests patience, hope, quiet effort. The gardener places not only seeds into the soil, but also the imagination. Now let us look at the poetic devices and appreciations used in the first two lines. First comes the metaphor where the poet compares the earth with the palette, and personification can be seen in the line dreams seem to enter the soil, where we are giving human life quality to the dream. And finally, imagery is used as we can create visual image of dark, fertile earth. The poem begins quietly and thoughtfully, inviting readers to see soil as a place where imagination becomes a reality. So, the opening establishes a very calm and thoughtful mood while introducing the poem's central comparison. Let us now move on to the next line. Brushstrokes of seeds planted true, awaiting spring's vibrant hue. This is perhaps the most interesting metaphor in the poem. Seeds become brushstrokes. Think about an artist painting. Every brush movement is intentional. Similarly, every seed planted by a gardener carries intention and possibility. The phrase planted true suggests sincerity and careful effort. Then comes waiting. The gardener cannot control immediate results. The seeds must wait for spring. Spring symbolizes renewal, success, growth, fulfillment. The phrase vibrant hue introduces color as a reward. Now let us focus on literary devices so we can see the extended metaphor and symbolism, and finally color imagery is used in the vibrant hues. The poet beautifully shows that all meaningful creation requires waiting patience. Just as paintings require layers, gardens require seasons. Then blossom bloom, a painted sight, dancing in the morning light. Now the garden transforms. The hidden effort becomes visible beauty. Flowers appear not merely as plants, but as finished artwork. Notice the phrase painted sight. Nature itself seems to become the artist. Then the poet says, dancing in the morning light. Flowers cannot actually dance. Actually, this suggests movement, joy, energy, and life. This is personification. Morning itself symbolizes fresh beginning. So it symbolizes fresh beginnings, hope, new possibilities in life. In this particular line, we can see personification where we are giving life to the flowers, and visual imagery can be seen in the morning garden scene, and alliteration can be seen in the phrase blossoms bloom. The line make nature feel alive. Readers can almost see sunlight moving across petals. This scene becomes dynamic and alive. Then comes the line, shades of green, red and blue, nature's artwork ever new. Now color becomes the central part of the poem. Green symbolizes growth. Red suggests life and energy. Blue creates calmness and peace. But the most important phrase is ever new. Unlike paintings that remain unchanged, nature recreates itself continuously. Every bloom is different. Every season brings fresh beauty. In this particular line, we can see the clear usage of imagery where we can create strong visual color imageries through the lines, and symbolism is represented through the colors where it symbolizes the emotions. This line celebrates nature's uniqueness. Its beauty never becomes repetitive. Nature is shown as an endless artist. Each plot a canvas wide, where art and life coincide. These lines contain the philosophical heart of the poem. Each garden plot becomes a canvas, but the poet chooses the word wide. Wide suggests openness, possibility, freedom. Then art and life coincide. This means art is not separate from life. Living itself becomes a creative act. So what are the literary devices that we can see in these lines? First comes the metaphor. Again, the poet compares the garden with the canvas. And then there is a huge symbolism where life plus art together symbolizes the harmony. The poem moves beyond gardening and suggests that everyday life can itself become creative expression. The poem moves from gardening into a reflection on human existence. Then comes the lines, in the hands of those who till, gardens become paintings still. The final lines honor gardeners. Creation happens through effort. The phrase, those who till, emphasizes labor. Beauty requires work. Painting still has two meanings. First, the garden resemble paintings and beauty becomes timeless. Symbolism and metaphor are key devices used in these two lines. The poem ends quietly celebrating creation and human dedication. The ending honors gardeners as artists whose medium is life itself. So now let us move on to the thematic analysis of the poems. The first most important theme that is given in the poem is nature as art. Throughout the poem, the poet repeatedly uses painting vocabularies like palette, brushstrokes, hue, canvas, painting. These words elevate gardening from a physical activity into an act of imagination, where we can see deeper interpretation. The poem suggests that nature does not merely exist, it creates. Gardens become artistic expression shaped by both human efforts and nature processes. So, what are the evidences that can be seen in the poem which resembles to the theme of nature as art is palette of earth, brushstrokes of seeds, nature's artwork, and canvas white. You can use these text evidences in your answers for scoring good marks in your examination. The poet removes the boundary between artist and the gardener. Then moving on to the next theme of the poem, creation through patience. The poem presents beauty as something that develops gradually. Sequence of the poem is given in this form that it follows from dreams to seeds, waiting and spring and finally bloom. This progression shows creation requires time, growth cannot be rushed, and beauty emerges through care. So, the critical observation in this theme that we need to focus is that the poet values process over immediate results. And the key evidence for this theme can be awaiting spring's vibrant hue. The poem quietly celebrates the patience as a creative force. Then, moving on to the theme of human nature partnership. The poet does not show nature working alone. Beauty emerges because of human imagination put together with natural growth. Here, the gardeners plant, and nurture, and nature responds, grows, blossoms in the hands of those who till. So, it is like a partnership between the gardener and the nature. Then comes the transformation and renewal. Spring becomes an important symbol. It suggests new beginning, hope, fulfillment, and regeneration. The movement of the poem from soil, seed to flowers mirrors human experiences, effort, growth to achievement. Finally, moving on to the tone and the mood of the poem. The tone of the poem is appreciative, reflective, celebratory. The mood created by the readers or for the readers is peaceful, hopeful, inspired, joyful. How is it created? Through colorful imagery, natural movement, positive vocabulary, and soft language. The poem leaves us with an important idea. Creativity exists everywhere. Art is not limited to galleries, and creation happens whenever imagination meets efforts. The gardeners become an artist. The soil becomes a canvas, and life itself becomes a masterpiece. As we conclude, remember this. Every flower begins as a seed, every achievement begins as effort, and every beautiful outcome begins with patience. Perhaps that is the poet's final message, that beneath every ordinary surface lies the possibility of extraordinary creation. Thank you very much for listening till the end. If you felt like this video was helpful for you, kindly please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. See you in the next lesson.